All right, so here we are moving on December 1st, and this is going to be, I think, the show for you guys to watch. Do not miss this one. Don't even click off right now. This is going to be the one to watch because this is where it's going to set you up on what's happening in December going into 2024. So make sure and stay tuned right here. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to Tech Path. All right, so there's a lot happening across all things. We'll cover Bitcoin, gaming, give you guys a full rundown on some of the key tokens, everything happening in December, a lot of big dates that you need to pay attention to. Before we get started, I do want to thank our sponsor, and that's Tangem. If you go over to their Twitter account, this is happening right now on Tangem. Use our discount code down below. We'll leave a link down there. But Black Friday with Binance, lowest prices on Tangem Wallet. You guys get this basically only from November 21st to December 11th. So you got about another 10, 12 days. Buy Tangem, you get a Black Friday price, and you also receive a Tangem note for free, and then also 160 BUSD from Binance. So it'll be in your wallet. So just, check it out. Make sure and do that. If you have never seen us talk about Tangem, we had them on the show. And one thing that's also happening with Tangem is they have NFT support coming in, or supposedly in this interview right here that we did with them, NFT support coming in December as well. So if that does happen, that's going to be huge for Tangem as a wallet. All right, so some of the dates you guys also want to check out is what's happening with the ETF. This, of course, is the Bitcoin ETF. And there's 21 shares. You see that. And then iShares Bitcoin Trust all around January 15th. So these are the dates to kind of keep an eye on for sure. Now, one thing to kind of consider here is it possible that we get maybe a little bit of an end around? These are the dates for the ETH ETFs. And you'll notice there's some December dates here, 25th, 26th. And then the next final dates are out here in May. So if they are going to approve this, and remember, Gary Gensler does like Ethereum. Does Ethereum get an ETF beforehand, or do we get it maybe all at once? I just can't imagine that this would extend out until May, even though James Seyfert, the Bloomberg guys, have come on our show and said that their anticipation that ETH would have an ETF around May, which is aligned with the final decision date. Another thing here on to be watching here in December is Algorand doing their Algo Impact Summit. This thing kicks off tomorrow, so go check it out. But this, of course, is being streamed by CoinDesk. So this will be interesting. This is, I think, their last chance. When I say last chance, meaning this token has had just really bad luck. If you just think about what Silvio Micali has done with ZK and the tech, all of that, I think, hopefully they'll be dropping some new news. Maybe. We'll see. But check it out. We might be reporting on Algorand this week. Republic lists profit sharing digital security on Avalanche. We did a show on this whole thing. This date is December 6th on U.S. regulated trading platform INX. All of that happens. So there's going to be a lot of tokens, a lot of the degen projects that are going into a regulated platform. So this is a big one. We did a full video on this. I would suggest that you guys go watch it. It's this video right here. We just popped it out yesterday. Go check it out because it breaks it down. It's a very deep dive video. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, go over and check that out as well. Now, some other things that are happening, could happen off the grid. Don't forget, this is on Avalanche. So Avalanche, all these things are very bullish for Avalanche. If you look at off the grid right here, all this is being released on PC, Xbox, all that kind of stuff, including PlayStation 5, and then launching in 2023. So is this going to be an early 2023? We could see some pent-up demand there. With that being said, don't forget Shrapnel. Shrapnel also coming in December of 2023. So big news, lots of things happening around Avalanche. Could we see another run going there? Uniswap is the other one that I want you guys to pay attention to. They're partnering with institutional access to DeFi. A couple of points I wanted to hit on here is this right here. Let me zoom in on this right here. ETH USD Uniswap, 2x more liquidity right now than both Binance and Coinbase. That's insane. 2 times more liquidity right now on ETH. And then mid-cap pairs, Uniswap has an average of 3x more liquidity. So if all this is happening with institutional DeFi, think about that. Is Uniswap maybe just waiting for a blast off here? All right, we did a full video on this massive stablecoin catalyst, BlackRock Uniswap Treasuries. This is what they were just reporting on right there. All right, further into it. Another one that's happening in December is Polygon Connect. Another big reason, this one, of course, is happening in India. And remember that, and we've showed this a couple of times, this was Sandeep's tweet. There's some interesting things here. You've got him talking about Connect, and then the public demo of the ZK product, and then we changed the game for RWAs and institutional adoption. All that potentially happening on Polygon in early December. Could we see something major for Polygon? Is this the month that all this happens? Don't forget also with Grand Theft Auto. You know, this is a big deal because Grand Theft Auto has not been released in over a decade. We're going to see a new game come out both for the consoles, but as well the potential online platform. The likelihood of an NFT being released on that could be real. Now, there's a small chance, very small chance, but it is one that could happen. If that occurs, you need to be positioned in a lot of these gaming assets because these gaming assets are absolutely going to go nuts. And if you look at the dates here, I don't know if you guys can see that right there. 2018 company celebrated its 20th anniversary on December 10th. Now, December 10th is the date that we could happen. I know Twitter and YouTube is afire right now about speculating dates of when this release is going to occur and what kind of new things are going to be launched in GTA. So all that. And if you have not watched our video, we did a full video on this right here on could we see NFTs coming, whether it's on the platform on the consoles, which I don't necessarily think it will be, but there's a small chance it could be, or if it's on the you know, kind of the web version of this. This, I think, because that's the one that's going to be constantly updated. And that's the thing to pay attention to, because as you know, it takes a lot to develop these console games. So definitely one to go watch out for. Go check out that video. Here's another one right here. Flow, of course, launched this. You guys know we did a full video on this one as well. But Dapper, of course, their partnership with Disney on Disney Pinnacle, that also launches in December. So again, more stuff that we've covered. I'm telling you guys, we've been covering this stuff right there. And right there is the prediction on Flow. This was our underrated token of the month, I feel like, and just with what's happening with Flow in general and their association with Dapper Labs and, you know, the play out of where Flow is underserved right now. So it's one to be watching for sure. And you can check that out. This is the other thing. Right now, I don't know if you guys have been following the apology tour of Elon, but I mean, he kind of went off on stage the other day, and he's at this point right now where he's worried about all these activists, you know, advertising companies that are basically taking, you know, their crosshairs at X and removing, and then other companies following suit. But all he'd have to do to save X is launch his own crypto. It'd be over, you know, or at least now I know the money services license are starting to accumulate. I think he had 11 states at last count. But I think if that were to pull in, imagine the activity on Doge and just in general, what would happen on crypto Twitter in general. I think that would, and plus people I think would pay for that kind of service. So something to think about. Other news out there, of course, Star Atlas, don't forget, released alongside Mobile Companion app in Q1. So another big project that could come to reality in a very short period of time. All of that happening in just the next few months, but definitely the month of December. So December is a very key month. There's a lot more dates here to hit. Also, remember the Evernode layer, layer 2 network. This is all developed on XRP. We did a video on this. They've moved that date back. Now they're talking about December 18th as the potential for this. So be ready to look at this. This is going to have an airdrop expected to take place. So I'm assuming that the XRP army is going to be out in force. So put December 18th on your calendar for that. More calendars. Here's another one on December 21st. I want you to put this on your calendar because this is going to be interesting because it ties potentially to two potential stablecoins that could, or companies, projects that could be involved in this. One, of course, is USDC Circle, and the other is Polygon. Polygon was also involved in this. So if you think about that, and remember what I just showed you on Polygon's tweet from Sandeep, is there something happening around Wyoming as the stablecoin bill starts to go through their legislature? So this happens December 21st. That's another big date I want you guys to be aware of. Now, why is this all important? It's been important because, you know, and by the way, we did that video right there, well, the stablecoin launching, whether or not we were kind of in jest on Cardano, but they were there. The point being is that there's a lot of things happening, guys. So the key here in any of these markets is understanding the entry points, looking for those opportunities, and early December might be the point in which you get these before we start to see some pretty crazy action in the market. And it could be the run up on a true bull run. And I'll show you a chart here in a second to explain that. Here's another thing that's happening: on-chain debt securities marketplace now launching on Base. Simply means, and this is big, on-chain debt securities obligate launches on Base, and of course it's going to help with institutional adoption of on-chain debt. So more securities now coming to Base, which of course, as we know, had a very successful on-chain summer that they did. And I think this is just a matter of time before we start to see some more marketing coming out from Coinbase. Don't forget Coinbase right here. Lots of movement up. If this continues to fly and Base also has its kind of day in the sun, we're most likely going to continue to see coin continue to top. Now, I know that Cathie Wood has been selling a little bit Coinbase and opting for some alternatives into Robinhood. But if you think about that, I mean, we've had almost 30% in a very short period of time on Coinbase's stock. So is Robinhood maybe a play? I know it went to $9 early this week, coming off the floor around $8.50. That was another one if you are into those kind of things. Watching those securities is important. Now, the reason that's important is because Robinhood has a move happening right now that also happens in early 2024. And this is entering the UK. And I think this is why Cathie is kind of going there. If you look at some of the points here, the investment platform now will allow UK users to trade a selection of 6,000 US stocks and 24-hour days, 5 days a week. That means maybe Doge pumps. Do we get some action? Remember, Doge, one of the biggest tokens on Robinhood. Just as a disclaimer, I know this is for all the whales out there, but you don't move or can't move much in the way of crypto in and out of, you can move in, not moving out. It's like there's a limit on a daily for Robinhood in terms of moving crypto. So just be aware if you are trading on Robinhood. Another one that I would say kind of stay away from, because there is another critical date here, and this is DYDX. Let me kind of flow down here into these unlock periods. You can see this happening, people. I mean, look at this unlock right here. This is insane of an unlock explosion that's going to happen on DYDX. So this is one that you might want to stay away from. All right, let's go in here. Now, I'm looking right now at the government legislature calendar for DC. And what we've got here, you'll notice these block points I have from the 18th to the 31st. Those are basically, Congress goes on vacation, you know, like school children. And and we get a chance to keep on working here at PBN. But the point is you've got 2 weeks right here. Tomorrow's December 1st. December 15th is the last day. So if Emmer and his team is going to pull off legislation before the end of the year, these are the 2 weeks it's going to happen. If we get a hint that the House has passed a stablecoin bill, the markets bill, or anything related to crypto in general, that is going to I mean, just look at the catalyst that we're dealing with here in December. Kind of trace back through this video. I know we went fast. Pay attention to all these dates, because there's a lot of projects that are looming in here. And these are key, because if you're really looking at these next runs, you have to be ready for these kinds of moves. And dates specific are happening. Of course, this was Tom Emmer right there at the Blockchain Policy Summit. I should have went to this. I just had so many things going on. I was invited to it, and I should have been there. But hey, listen, I can't bring this stuff to you daily if I'm out there running the crazies. So this is the thing. If Emmer is successful, 2 weeks. That's our number. Otherwise, we're pushing in. I'm going to show you a chart right here. This is the chart on Bitcoin. And we're going back in here to, guess what? December 2022. And if you look at this date right here, this is the beginning of maybe this is the beginning of the bull run, since Bitcoin came off the floor right there at $16,000 and has not seen it since, while we're holding a $37,000 Bitcoin right now. So over doubled. And remember, all this time right here, here's December, these flat opportunities are we going to see maybe a repeat here for what's happening out there? And remember, this was the depth of the bear market. This didn't have all of these things occurring, all this new project development, all these new legislative scenarios, the ETFs really heating up. You definitely didn't have Larry Fink at BlackRock saying, you know, a flight to safety in Bitcoin on national news. So all this is what we're kind of watching very closely. You guys have a full rundown. Hopefully this gets you going for December, and keeping attention very focused here, because don't go to sleep, because this is going to be, I think, a month to watch a lot of action out there for sure. Also, just a little bit of breaking news to kind of end this up with, and that is Ripple and the SEC holding a meeting today, November 30th. So if you look at the date right there, as part of these discussions, a closed-door meeting is scheduled for today, November 30th. This is critical settlement talks to begin. All of this happening, did they give up early? Does this mean in light of an ETF? All these things, everything has a reason. It's all happening right now for a reason. So just pay attention to what's happening in crypto. Hopefully you guys are. And if you're not subscribed to the channel right now, just take some time, hit that little subscribe button. Let us know if you like live streams too. We just want some feedback from you. We were thinking about going back to some, but we also do these video pre-records. Maybe this works out for you as well. You catch it when you can. If you're not following me on X, it's just @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.